Hi Copic and the Craftroom fans. Welcome to a special video celebrating 10,000 viewers, followers for our channel. We're really excited that all of you have joined us, and that whether you've been following us for the 3-4 years that we've been running this channel, or that if you're just joining us now, thanks for staying tuned for our new Copic information every week, and we hope you keep coming back for more and share the information with your friends. Today we're going to go through some questions that you have about Copic markers and coloring with them and all the ins and outs of Copic. So, all right, we have shifted. This is the area that I actually normally do my filming in. I work right on top of this table, and this is in my dining room in our home, and it has a lot of natural light, as you can see, and so it's the perfect place to get some really good color for the filming. Now I've brought with me my 2 assistants. And these ladies are also my critiquers when I do work for Copic. They tell me if it's good enough to make it in the book or not, and they do a very, very nice job of that. On my right, I have my daughter Lori, and she's over here, and this is my daughter Sarah. And so what we've done is we've gathered some questions from all of our viewers, or some of our viewers from Facebook and some from YouTube and Instagram, and there's more than we can answer today, but we're going to answer as many as we can just for fun. Some questions from you. All right, so Sarah, why don't you give us our first question?
Okay, so recommended Copic blending sets for beginners from Athea.
Athea, the best thing I can tell you is that you're looking for a natural blending group. And what that means is that the letter matches, and then the first number on the marker matches. So the number that's right after the letter. So like a B for the blue family, and then a 1 or a 2, that first number right after the marker, you want those to match. And then that last number is going to jump 1 or 2 numbers each time you add to that. So a great natural blending group is going to be B00, B02, B04. And you would do that with all of them. And that last number, you would play around with that, jumping 1, jumping 2. If you have a store that'll let you test them, that's a great way too. But those are the easiest blending sets for beginners.
Okay, how do you prevent marker streaks? From Rashida Jean.
Let's see, marker streaks. Rashida, the biggest cause of marker streaks, and I'm assuming this means you've got some streaky color going on your paper, is that you really honestly just don't have enough ink. You haven't got enough laid down, especially with beginning Copic colorists. We see this a lot in the classroom, is they're very tentative about how much ink they put on the paper. If you don't put enough ink, you can still see those lines where you've drawn. So you want to really go back again. You may have to do at least 2 to 4 layers of ink to get that streaking to disappear. So just add more ink.
Okay, will they always bleed like crazy, or is there a way to avoid this? From Lorraine.
So Lorraine, what you're probably experiencing is called the blob. And a lot of people that are using Copics regularly have experienced this, and it's where the ink seems to build up on the tip and literally fall out of the markers. A couple things to do. First of all, the most likely scenario is that they've been overfilled, whether they came to you that way, which is very rare but can happen, or that when you've refilled them, you've added a little too much ink. It tends to happen with darker colors. It tends to happen as you're finishing up your layering, and that's because we flow down. We're working in a very small area, and we're working very vertically with our markers. So what you want to watch for is, as that marker tip starts looking wet, you want to pull both caps off. So both ends, get those caps off, scribble off some of that excess, and then as you continue coloring, make sure the caps both stay off. What that's going to do is the airflow is going to go all the way through the marker. It's going to suck that ink back up into that center core and help avoid the bleeding. Once you've taken some of that ink out of that marker just by coloring with it, that should stop that issue. And then if you're refilling them, you might want to watch some of the blog posts or some of the videos about refilling your markers. There's a way to do that by weight, and that might help from overfilling those too much.
Are there plans for new colors? If so, I'll need to buy a bigger box to store my markers. From Amanda.
Well, Amanda, a couple people said, absolutely, are there more markers coming? And we hear this all the time. Unfortunately, no, there's not. After the past couple years of the huge shortage, or not being able to keep up with the demand for Copic markers. There is absolutely no plans for new colors. We wish there were, because 358 is absolutely not enough colors. But no, the answer is no, and we keep getting it from our corporation. No!
Why does the ink get sticky? From Amanda.
Amanda had a couple of questions for us, and this is another awesome question actually. As you're getting more advanced, there's a couple reasons your ink could actually get sticky, and you may not have even seen this situation yet. Number one, you could literally oversaturate your paper. It does happen, meaning you've got so many layers of ink on that page, you've added your 6th or 7th color of hair color when you're adding texture. And so that last color starts to actually look sticky, and it even starts pulling away color and looking kind of goopy on your page. It might mean you've added too many colors or oversaturated. And so if you want that many colors, you might have to rethink of how you're layering those and adding some colors in certain areas and other colors building up in other areas. The other reason it can happen, and unfortunately I'm guilty of this one myself, is that you haven't cleaned your markers effectively or at all. And my daughter's laughing because Lori helps me clean my markers regularly, or when we get the time to. And if you've left those caps, in particular on the brush nib, if you've left those caps full of ink, over time that buildup of ink will actually sit and gum up the brush nib. And if that gets backed up, then the brush nib itself is very hard to color with. It actually looks gummy as it comes out, and the ink is just, it's not gonna blend, it's not gonna work effectively. So 2 reasons: oversaturating your paper, and also sometimes you just need to clean those markers out real good. So again, thank you so much for all of you who have started following our YouTube channel. We are thrilled and excited to be at 10,000 viewers. We do have a little prize giveaway to go along with this video, and so I'm going to put that link to get your name signed up for that at the bottom. So make sure to check out the link, and I'll put it underneath the video as well. So get yourself signed up, and thank you again for joining me here at Copic in the Craft Room on YouTube.